Y'all know what it is. What's up? It's your boy, No Game Records. Smoke and mirrors when you tired of being gas. This show segment, we're going to talk about um, the police department and what's going on with the police, y'all. What's going on with the police, y'all? I want to talk about this, man. Giving everybody an opportunity to pull up. We have dialogue. The number's available. You could call in. You could talk about your own situations that you had with the police department, or for that matter, any matters that you know of that people had situations with the police department. And we're going to have some dialogue. There's a video that's circulating right now. And the NYPD is under scrutiny for doing a lot of things. And I just want to pull this up real quick because it's important, right? I want to pull this up, right? Shout outs to Sadat X, DJ Alamo. I want to pull this up and bring to everybody's attention what's actually going on here. Because there's a lot of things that we need to have and take clarity of and really put into perspective of what's really going on out here, right? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring up a situation involving the NYPD, and they just had something going on that I want to bring to everybody's attention, and we'll be able to talk about it and bring up information. I need everybody who's tuning in, double tap the screen, and we're going to get into this. The NYPD launches a 90-day review of narcotics after the violent arrest video that has circulated of the NYPD physically assaulting a man inside the store. We're going to get into this because I want everybody to understand what's happening.
David, what you have done will never be forgotten.
You gotta pay the bills. Gotta pay the bills. So let's get into this. I'm gonna take y'all back.
Both detectives and their sergeant were placed on modified duty.
You already heard that, but let's get it. Let's get
We
into
have
the beginning.
more fallout from the viral video of narcotics officers beating a man inside a Brooklyn liquor store.
That's right. The NYPD has disbanded that unit and the precinct's narcotics division.
They disbanded and shut down the police narcotics division, that particular narcotics division, after this video circulated. But the question still remains, would they would have done it if this lady didn't record it and it didn't go viral? Check it out.
While also launching a review into the division as a whole. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She's here to break it all down and tell us what's happening. Good morning, Briella.
Good morning, Tina, Tashani. According to the NYPD, that 90-day review will focus on policies, compliance, equipment, and training, all related to narcotics enforcement to ensure that officers are performing their duties safely and effectively. We're now learning the narcotics module associated with the now viral incident was disbanded on Friday. Both detectives and their sergeant were placed on modified duty, meaning their guns and badges have been taken.
Placed on modified duty don't really mean shit. It's just showing the public that they're enforcing their, I guess the mayor's enforcing his new policy. And we're going to see how far this policy goes, because what really needs to happen is that these officers need to be arrested. They need to be charged just like any other criminal that assaulted somebody in the street and as usual, they're going to make up bullshit excuses to try to cover up this bullshit. Let's listen to what the fuck they got to say, bro. Let's listen.
Detectives plus the lieutenant and the captain overseeing that module were also transferred.
They said the captain and the sergeant was transferred, but the other officers was placed on modified duty. So it's not going up to the ladder, but it's pending an investigation.
And the captain overseeing that module were also transferred. A customer captured the arrest on her cell phone. 2 Brooklyn North narcotics detectives were seen punching and kicking Timothy Brown inside a liquor.
They are really fucking him up in there, yo. That's the problem with these officers that be thinking they're above the law. Some of these officers feel like they don't have to obey the law or obey the oath that they took and they sworn to take. These officers are out here actually abusing their power and overstepping their boundaries, and they're just whooping on him.
Store in Cobble Hill last week, who they thought was a drug suspect.
And that's the real bad problem. Mistaken identity, that's what they want to say. So you want people to believe that it was mistaken identity. You want me to say that I'm not going to sue y'all monkey asses because y'all assaulted me, because y'all had a bad case of mistaken identity. That's somebody's father, brother, uncle, grandfather, son, and y'all niggas is just thinking that y'all can abuse because y'all live behind this blue code of silence. Y'all are pieces of shit.
The NYPD says Brown matched the description of the person they were looking for, but later admitted he was the wrong man. A customer captured the arrest on her cell phone. 2 Brooklyn North narcotics detectives were seen punching and kicking Timothy Brown inside a liquor store in Cobble Hill last week, who they thought was a drug suspect. The NYPD says Brown matched the description of the person they were looking for, but later admitted he was the wrong man. Brown was initially charged with resisting arrest, but the Brooklyn DA dropped the charges against him.
How the fuck can you initially charge somebody with resisting arrest when the man is specifically telling you, I don't sell drugs, or you got the wrong person? How the fuck y'all going to continue to charge this man with resisting arrest? And he's basically testifying, saying that he said what he said. Hello? The situation is real. The situation is real. They thought he was a drug dealing suspect. And that's what the fuck y'all get. Goofy asses.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani called the incident disturbing and unacceptable. Now, in the wake of the botched undercover operation, Reverend Kevin McCall and several families of those killed by police officers in previous interactions met with Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch at One Police Plaza demanding police.
Now, if the mayor thinks it's disturbing, why are these officers not charged with assault? Why are these officers not charged with a criminal act? Why these officers ain't slapped in the face? See, what they're gonna get is a slap on the wrist. They already told you that the captain and the sergeant was transferred somewhere. Let's continue to listen to what these bozos is talking about, though.
Police accountability. He says placing the 2 detectives on modified duty just isn't enough.
We need them to be suspended. We need them to be arrested. That's what real justice looks like. We laid out our case to the police commissioner and told the police commissioner that you have to deal with the training. Every officer in the narcotics bureau, in the apprehension team, should have a body-worn camera. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
But to my understanding, that was supposed to be a law for every police officer. Am I being mistaken? Every police officer It's supposed to have body cam. We're going to take this call and see who this is. See, it's always bills. See, they want bill money. They want money. We ain't giving y'all no money. Not giving y'all no money. But all police officers were supposed to be wearing body cam ever since the Mike Brown and it's crazy. And the George Floyd and the Sandra Bland and all these people that passed away, my brother Kamar. See, this is bringing me to a place. My brother was murdered by police. And they lied. They said my brother had drew a weapon on him. I have all the proper evidence to contradict their story. I have CCTV footage. And being that I done reached out to a lot of people and nobody responded to what I was trying to put out there, I started my own podcast show exposing situations like this. And we will get in. I did vlogs about my brother being murdered. I will do another vlog. I will keep continuously speaking on this. We have a new platform now. So we definitely going to do everything in our power to make sure that my brother's story will be heard. I need everybody to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That reminds you and keeps you aware when I'm going live, because this is what I do. I expose the BS. Hit the hype button. All cash apps and donations are accepted. They are accepted. And we're not taking nothing from nobody. We are not taking nothing from nobody. And we definitely going to put that out there. But we're going to continue to hear with this lawyer, because he sounds like just like everybody else, activists, everybody that's black from the black community, that we looking for accountability. My brother, my homeboy, Kenneth Chamberlain Jr., he's from White Plains. Shout out to my brother, Kenneth Chamberlain Jr. out of White Plains. His father was murdered by White Plains police 12 to 13 years ago, and they forced their way into that man's father's house just because his life alert, he accidentally tripped his life alert, but he was well aware that he did it by accident. You know, life alert, they call in and they try to make sure that you're okay. They have police respond. The police was trying to get in this man's crib, and Uncle Kenneth Chamberlain Sr. was telling them, because he was aware of mind and spirit and everything, he was telling the police that he was okay. It was an accident. They forced their way in his house, shot him with a beanbag, and then shot him with a damn regular gun and unalive Uncle Kenneth Chamberlain Sr. These cops, they was fighting. And in the end result, my brother, Kenneth Chamberlain Jr., he's still fighting, just like I'm still fighting for the justice of my little brother. So we're going to listen to what this lawyer is talking about and listen.
The policy has to happen immediately.
Tish herself said the incident was under internal review prior to her meeting with McCall. The NYPD is also looking into why exactly the officers were not wearing body cameras at the time of the arrest.
Them officers probably had body cams on and they turned their body cams off. It brings me back to a situation with my homeboy, the six-pack specialist, a.k.a. Ivan Harper's his real name. Shout out to my brother, the six-pack specialist. There was a decorated detective, a lieutenant detective from this town, New Rochelle, New York. His name was Sean Kane. Now, Sean Kane was a cop that used to run around the hood and think he was above the law and place bullshit cases on people, and everybody wasn't smart enough to fight it until Ivan Harper showcased that Officer Kane planted some drugs on him. Real talk. That's another show we'll be talking about that I'll be bringing y'all aware, but we're going to continue to listen. I want to listen to what's going on here.
Both the detectives and police unions have urged the public to let the investigation play out and not rush to judgment before knowing.
Why not? Did you just hear what she said? The number's on the screen, 315-201-1854. Call up. Give us your input. They quick to don't want you to talk about it or make no public comment about it, but your constitutional right says that you have every right to talk about anything that serves the public interest and deserves her public opinion. This is public matter right here. You feel what I'm saying? So these officers violated this man's civil rights, this man's rights. NYPD is scared to death because NYPD knows that there's going to be a serious investigation. And once again, the NYPD is going to have to give up some money. NYPD is going to have to give up some money.
Knowing every single one of the facts, Tina and Tashani.
See how they try to control a narrative? The police try to control a narrative, which is sad. Every time them officers or any officers of the law get caught doing any wrong maliciously to the people, they want you to overlook the fact that they done did some malicious shit to the people, and they don't want you to give your opinion on it. Now think about it. All these black activists, all these people who want to be known as people in the light, now is your opportunity. This has been happening, and it's sad that it's been happening to our people, but nobody wants to speak up. Thank God for that lady that was standing at the store. Because everybody knows the NYPD, they like to intimidate people. They like to flex their little weight around and think that you're supposed to be scared of what they talking about. And all you doing is being a concerned citizen. They work for you. They work for you. And that's just what it is. So if you are outside, your right as a New Yorker or a tax-paying citizen, period, is to make sure that these people that y'all paying salaries to are doing everything in the light and exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, I'm going to take y'all somewhere real quick. I did a vlog, right? And I did a vlog on my little brother being murdered by New Rochelle police. New Rochelle police murdered a New Rochelle police officer murdered my brother in cold blood. And they didn't want me to talk about it. As you can see, I did a vlog on this. So I want y'all to pay attention and listen to what's taking place, because this is exactly what happened and what they tried to cover up. They tried to say that my little brother drew a weapon on the police officer with intents to firing on the police officer, and the officer had no other choice but to shoot my brother. But first he said he was chasing my brother and he had his taser out, and my brother fell to the ground, and when he fell to the ground, he picked up a gun and started running around in the street after he sidestepped to the street. This video will clearly show you what happened to my little brother. Rest in peace to my little brother, Kamal Flowers. This June 5th will make 6 years. June 5th, 2020 is when my little brother was executed by the police in cold blood. They was lied, and he lied on them. And in the end of the video, it shows that his partner runs up to the scene. But why would you run up to the scene to get down and assist the police officer when the man's already dead, lifeless on the ground? And then out of nowhere in their report is that my brother's fingertip was on the trigger of the so-called alleged gun that was pointed at the police officer, that made the police officer scared to panic. But what the police officer don't know, and what he did say through the mouth of his attorney, is that my brother threw the clip in the gun, cocked it back, and attempted to fire, but it didn't shoot. Where's the DNA all over that whole gun. That wasn't in your log report. You just logged that he had his fingertip on the trigger of the gun. That smells like foul play. But I'm gonna throw this video up and let y'all see the video. And you put in the comments or call the show and tell me what you think. It's very important, y'all. Very, very important. Flash. Now he gets on his. Let me show you. Talk about this. I want you to share this with your people. Welcome. Good morning. This is a serious topic that we're elaborating on. We're elaborating on the death of my brother, the murder of my brother Kamal Flowers, and the officer Alec McKenna has been completely exonerated from all situations. But me doing my due diligence, once you put out a murder charge on somebody, no matter if you found not guilty, you're exonerated. There's no statute of limitations on murder. And we didn't go for intentional murder. The family didn't want intentional murder. The family wanted second-degree murder or manslaughter at the most. But right now, I'm about to play the footage. Before I play this footage, you can actually see a bright light in the middle of the screen. In the middle of the screen is a bright light. See, my arrow's not showing on the screen, but it's showing down. Oh, here we go. Okay. Right here is a bright area. Where my arrow's pointing at, you see the big bright light, right? Up here is the sidewalk. Now, all across behind that light is a little sidewalk. If you can see right there, you see all the way down this whole thing right here is a sidewalk. Now, the officer said he was chasing my brother and he had his taser in his hand. But if you pay attention, you will see 3 muzzle flashes. And if you know, like I know, tasers don't let off muzzle flashes in sporadic like that. It's just usually 2 prongs or 4 prongs that come out at one time. They hit your target, and then they zap you if you try to run and all this other stuff. You're going to see the officer. It's 3 flashes. My brother's going to sidestep in the street. And then you're going to see him move. He's going to duck around this area. He's going to duck around this area in the street. You're going to see my brother attempt to duck like he was being shot at. His head was being shot at. Then you're going to see my brother cringe up because at that point he got shot in the groin. And at that time, my brother panicked and ran back all the way up near here where the arrow's showing. Let's see if we get the arrow to show where he went. My brother ran right up here and he fell to the ground. And then you see the officer firing again, another muzzle flash, then another muzzle flash, then another muzzle flash. Or at that time, by the 6th muzzle flash, the officer is on his ground and you can see a bullet skip off the ground and make a little spark. All this video is going to show it. And the officer lied about that whole scenario, and that'll be for part 2 when I bring this up. But right now, we're going to talk about this particular point. Show me. I'm about to play the footage that's going to show my brother being murdered. Pay attention closely to the top part of the screen, which is up above the lights. You see the lights right now? It's a sidewalk right behind that. Pay attention to the top part of that screen. And we're going to get this going right now for you so you can actually see how my brother was walked down like an animal. Pay attention. All up in here, you're going to see my brother getting chased. You're going to see flashes of a muzzle flashes from a gun, not a taser. Pay attention. See, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. My brother's being shot at. Look, he's ducking and dodging bullets. See? The officer's shooting. Where's your taser? That's not a taser. He's walking him down. Shot him. That's a flash. That's 4, 5, 6. He's on his knees now. At that point, do you see the bullet skip off the ground? That little flash of light right there on the ground is where the bullet skipped off the ground. My brother was already dead. Bless his heart. The officer said he shot my brother one time when he was being interviewed. My brother had 2 bullet holes on him. But prior to that, before the shots was even recognized on his body, there wasn't supposed to be no shots if the officer got out his car with his taser first and attempted to shoot my brother with a taser because they lied and said it was ineffective. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to show y'all. Pay attention. And we didn't go for intentional murder. The family didn't want intentional murder. The family wanted second-degree murder or manslaughter at the most. But right now, I'm about to play the footage. I'm about to play the footage that's going to show my brother being murdered. Pay attention closely to the top part of the screen, which is up above the lights. You see the lights right now? It's a sidewalk right behind that. Pay attention to the top part of that screen. And we're going to get this going right now for you so you can actually see how my brother was walked down like an animal. Pay attention. All up in here, you're going to see my brother getting chased. You're going to see flashes of a muzzle flashes from a gun, not a taser. Pay attention. See, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. My brother's being shot at. Look, he's ducking and dodging bullets. See, the officer's shooting. Where's your taser? That's not a taser. He's walking him down. Shot him. That's a flash. That's 4, 5, 6. He's on his knees now. 7. And he shoots 3 more times after he's dead. Another flash. Look. Now, the problem that I have with this whole video is where's the logbook of all them guns, all them discharges from the firearm? They never displayed they never actually gave up and displayed the login book, because every time an officer lets his gun fire, he has to dispose of that and log that in to an evidence book or a log book. He has to really do his job. My brother was executed. And I want y'all to hear what somebody else says about it. Hold on. To get rearrested and go back on trial, and he's going to get convicted of him like this, for real. I'm about to play this right now. I'm about to play the you see the bullets hit the concrete after, nigga? That's murder. That's murder, my nigga. I'm gonna give it to you in real form. Let's see. It's not taser flashes, because a taser don't. This is my brother. I'm shooting. He's shooting. Muzzle flash.
Say word.
Muzzle flash.
They didn't show that the first time though.
They wasn't looking for it like how. Listen to what somebody else says. How I am. I got this shit. They wasn't looking for it how I was. But
that's crazy. You can see the shit though.
Muzzle flash. It's 1, then it pauses.
Right.
Let me get it real back.
You get to see it again.
1, then it
back.
1, then it flashes. Then it flashes again. Then it flashes again. Then the officer's in the street. My brother's being shot at. He's ducking and dodging from bullets, Buck.
But you can see the flash.
Ducking and dodging from bullets. Ducking and dodging. Hold on. I'm going to show you right now. I'll show you right now.
That shit is crazy.
Listen to what he says. You know what I'm saying? It's my legend
release
right
more
here.
than they say.
Come on, man. Look, pay attention to up here, right? Listen to what my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy Rich Page, my big bro. He was coming into my store to support my store because I owned the storefront in New Rochelle. I was selling household products at a discount price that was beating everybody in the street. Everything name brand, from Dove body wash to Tide, Gain, the Pebbles, everything. I mean, toiletries, everything, right? I was selling the shit half off, and I was making money. My big bro came into the store on this particular vlog that I was doing, and I showed him this same video. Listen to what he says. Right? All right. You're going to see the flashes.
Okay.
Watch, this is how real it is. The police and Kamal going to come down this sidewalk. It's going to be a flash here, and a flash there. Watch. Here they come.
Mm-hmm.
One flash,
right
2, 3. Now you get off in the street. Kamal's going to duck like he's getting shot at. Look, he ducks. That's dodging a bullet. Right. He gets hit right there, Buck. He's running away. The cop's walking him down. He shoots. Bong, drops him. Flash. Buck.
Wow.
Another flash,
wow.
Buck. Look,
Another one.
Look, he drops to his knees right here.
Right.
Flash. The bullet skip and hit the pavement right there, Buck. He murdered my brother.
Why is he? First of all, he's running. What the
He's
fuck? That's the bottom line. So I don't know how to...
And if you know or you don't know, do your research, look it up. Whenever you're being chased by police and your back is to the police officer, he has no right to draw his weapon and fire at you, whether it's a taser or not. There is no bullshit excuse about, oh, I didn't know he had a weapon. He could have been holding on to a weapon. That's an assumption. That's an assumption. Listen to what Big Bro says. He keeps saying it. Hold on. Murder my brother. CC, they talking about CCR. Just look for it. CC. Thank you, bro. CCRB review board. That shit ain't doing nothing. They killed Batman. They kill a few other people. If that CCRB review board is coming now, should have came 30 years ago.
Right.
Would have saved my brother. Because at the end of the day, niggas is grandstanding off of my brother's name. Because they wasn't speaking about this going against the police and all this other shit until he got killed. Now it's an opportunity and a stage for everybody to get that badge. Nah, I'm running down on everything. Because if y'all not finding what I'm finding, y'all not looking.
You're not doing your job.
Am I lying? Drop a 1 in the chat if I'm lying. If I'm not lying, drop a 1 in the chat. If I'm lying, drop a 2 in the chat. Explain why that you think that I'm not telling the truth right here. I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not looking.
But I'm saying the fucking fact that he's running.
Bro.
He's not a threat. If I'm running this way, nigga,
Bro.
that's the first law they teach you. If I'm running with my back to you, I'm not a fucking threat.
The beauty. Did you hear what he just said? This is what they taught him. This is not him, but per se. This is what they teach the police. If the man's running away from you, he's not a threat. Would have saved my brother. Because at the end of the day, niggas is grandstanding off of my brother's name. Because they wasn't speaking about this going against the police and all this other shit until he got killed. Now it's an opportunity and a stage for everybody to get that badge. Nah, I'm running down on everything. Because if y'all not finding what I'm finding, y'all not looking.
You're not doing your job.
Y'all not looking.
But I'm saying the fucking fact that he's running.
Bro.
He's not a threat. If I'm running this way, nigga, that's the first law they teach you. If I'm running with my back to you, I'm not a fucking threat.
The beauty behind it is that this corrupt DA who put a bogus charge on me 2 years prior, he took intentional murder. And if you know law, like anything else, no matter if they exonerate him or don't find nothing, there's no statute of limitations in murder.
Right.
I found new evidence.
Right.
This case gets opened back up.
Right.
And that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying for so long. I've been reaching out to all these activists, and it's unfortunate that none of them has responded back. And I reached out to Myson. Shout outs to Myson. And I might have went at it because I was in my feelings because I reached out to people before and I didn't get no responses. Maybe, hopefully, Myson will take a look at this, or somebody that knows Myson take a look at this. And we could get some activists involved, bring this back to a light. People could sit down with me. I'll share all the information I got. I need help on this because my brother can't die in vain. 315-201-1854. Call up the show. Leave a comment. Chime. Talk about it. Leave your input. This is real rap right here. Now he's back on trial. Now you can't avoid that. The county, the city, nobody can deny that there. That's prime proof right there. That's clear. He's ducking. He's hit. He's like this. He's trying to run away, and the cops walking him down. He shoots. Kamal.
First of all, you're not in no danger.
But Kamal hits the ground. He shoots again. He backs up, shoots again, backs up, drops to his knees, and shoot again. He's done. He's down.
First of all, he's running. I'm not coming towards you. I'm not a threat. When my back is this way, I'm not a threat. I have nothing in my hands.
That's evidence that's cannot be denied, bro.
No, not with that flash.
I have so many different camera angles, and see what they do is they make a big media hype.
Yeah.
They paint the wrong narrative on my brother.
Right, yeah.
He's this, he's that.
Yeah,
this cop murdered my brother.
Yeah, they do that all the time. They put the damn to summarize our bullshit.
Manslaughter the least.
Right.
Second degree murder the most.
It's still a charge.
It's still a charge. I want him locked the fuck up.
That's the bottom line, man.
If he don't get locked up, the city got a problem.
That's the bottom line, King. I
love
gotta
you.
go take care of my
I love you, man.
I love you too. Stay on
Word.
top of
Yeah,
that,
I'm
King.
on it. I just look. This is crazy. New evidence. Share that with your people. Put that on the page for me, man. Shout out to my brother Rich Page, aka Buck. This is what we talking about. Like, it's really not a game out here, man. Let me see if they got my name up here. Let me see if they got me. Let me see if they got me on anything. Let me see. Let me see what they got on me, man. There's a lot going on. And literally 3 years after my brother was murdered by the police, they murdered another young brother in the neighborhood. Nah, they pretty much got me up here being interviewed by Black Westchester. Shout outs to Black Westchester. But yeah, it's just basically we talking about what's going on at the end of the day. And the foul thing about what's going on is that these officers need to be arrested without question. And on that note, yo, I want everybody to stay woke, educate yourself, be vigilant with your education, because things like this, these officers need to be held accountable for all their actions and everything that they're getting involved in. They're not above the law that they took the oath to swear to uphold. That's why the Black community and the police departments around the country don't have really good relationships, because I'm going to be real, and this is not just with social problems. This is with economic problems, financial problems. Black people are being treated still like slavery still exists. Yeah, I said it. Black people done built and worked hard and did so much for a lot of companies, establishments, this country, a lot of political people that sit in these seats. And Black people, y'all need to wake the fuck up and understand that you being played and you being used. I said it. When y'all gonna wake up? The Black and the brown community, and I'm just speaking to the Black community and the brown, because everything comes from Black. If I don't, y'all do your own research on that. But to the Black and the brown communities, all that separate shit has to stop, right? All that has to stop, because Black people been getting treated unfairly for dumb long. Now the Spanish people are getting treated unfairly for mad wrong reasons. See, when you voted for Donald Trump, y'all voted because y'all didn't want to keep it honest and didn't want to vote for the woman. And we not saying if she would have did a better job or not, but at the end of the day, everybody just linked towards something. Donald Trump becomes president. Now the Spanish community has to worry about ICE. The Spanish community has to worry about ICE. And these ICE agents are running up on anybody. They don't care you American or not. If you look strange to them, they're going to run up on you and take their chances. But this police shit is serious. Nobody's above the law. And none of you officers out here should be thinking that y'all above the law. Because y'all not. Y'all not above the law. And that's just what it is. I'm about to break out. Make your circle a dot. Keep your grass cut. Watch for the snakes. Be observant of your surroundings. Most importantly, stack chicken. Yo, shout outs to everybody, right? Hold on. Give me 1 second. What up, big bro? Hold on 1 second. Let me get with you in 1 minute. Shout outs to everybody that tuned in. I'll get with y'all later. Later, y'all.